Almost. So. I have explained about the one-act play process on numerous occasions, but I want to go over it one more time so that you can better understand what we go through in the one-act play. The number one thing in the one-act play is that it cannot go over 40 minutes. It must be under the 40-minute time. If you go over, you're disqualified. So that is something that we have to work with and that we're very much concerned with. Also, we're working with 15 actors. That's the maximum number of actors that we can have on stage. We have 4 crew members that can work backstage, and we're entitled to 4 alternates that we can list as immediate alternates for that particular performance. So it's a very structured program, but one that we have been able to work in and enjoy working in, and that we have done pretty well thus far. So we're excited about that. One other thing I wanted to say about tonight's performance, we have geared our blocking for San Angelo's stage. That's one of the things that we have to deal with. We move to a new stage every time we go to a new performance area or a performance site. So the flats that you see here on the side are normally not here, but we have to decrease the size of our proscenium arch, which is the archway that comes across the top up here. Our proscenium arch is about 44 feet across. San Angelo's proscenium arch is 30 feet across. So that's a significant difference that we're having to work with. So that's why we have this here. It's mainly for the actors. And if you're sitting over here on this side or way over here on this side, you may want to kind of move in a little bit because I'm not trying to block the show from you, but I'm trying to get my actors prepared to deal with a smaller proscenium arch. One other thing that's a real scary thing for us at San Angelo is they have a large apron on the stage, but at the end of the apron, there is an orchestra pit that's about 12 to 15 feet deep. So it's like walking up to the edge of a pit and wondering where it is. When you go into a scene change in the dark, you just hope that you're not getting too near the pit. So that's where we are on that. Immediately after tonight's performance, I would like to introduce the cast to you so that you can see them, and I want to tell you a little bit about some of the other things that the students are also involved with. So as soon as we get through, if you'll stay for just a moment, I want to do that. This particular show, The Crucible, is an exciting play for us, one that we have done quite a bit of research on, not only the historical significance of the play, but also the historical significance of the characters. Many of the characters that are in the play were real people that were involved with Salem, Massachusetts in 1690s. So they are real people. But I think I can hear them back there. I think they're ready to go. So without anything else, we will go.
say, child?
He bid me come and tell you, Reverend, so that he can find no medicine for it in his book. But he bid me tell you that you might look for unnatural things to be taught.
No. No. There be no unnatural causes here. Tell him I've sent to the Reverend Hale of Beverly, and he will surely confirm this. Put all thoughts of unnatural causes out of your mind. There be none.
Aye, sir. I pray for her. Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go downstairs and deny it yourself.
And what shall I say to thee? That my daughter and my niece are discovered dancing like heathen in the forest?
But they're speaking of witchcraft. Betting's not witch.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation when I know you have not opened with me.
We did dance, Uncle, and when you leaped out of the bush so suddenly, she was frightened, and then she fainted.
Then why can she not move herself since midnight? I saw Tituba waving her arms over a fire, and gibberish was coming from her
Tituba
mouth.
always sings her Barbados songs, and we danced.
I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked.
I saw it! Now give me all of it now.
There is nothing more.
Abigail, is there any reason to be discharged from Goody Proctor's service?
Goody Proctor is a gossiping liar.
How high did she fly?
No, she never flew.
Why, sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ingersoll's barn and come down light as a bird.
Now look, you Goody Putnam, she never flew. Good morning, Mr. Putnam.
Providence, this thing is out now. Providence.
What's out, sir? What's out?
Look, you her eyes are closed.
Why, that's strange. Our girls are so...
Your Ruth is sick?
The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death driven into them, forked and hooked.
How does Ruth ail?
She never wakes this morning, but her eyes open when she walks, and hears not and sees not. Her soul is taken to her.
They say you sent for the Reverend Hale of Beverly.
Yes, precaution only. He has much experience in all demonic arts, and I'm the one
He has indeed. I found a witch in Beverly last year.
I'm sure there be no element of witchcraft here.
No witchcraft. And tell Mr. Parrish what you've done.
Reverend, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized into the earth. Each would wither in my arms the very night they were born. And so I thought to send my room to your Tituba.
What may Tituba do
Tituba knows
about
how to speak to the dead, Mr. Parrish.
Goody acting is a formidable sin to conjure up the dead?
Else they surely tell us what person murdered my baby.
Woman!
They were murdered, Mr. Paris. It is a sign.
You were conjuring spirits last night.
Not I, sir. Tituba and Ruth.
Oh, you have discovered witchcraft.
Your pardon, I only thought to see how Betty did it.
Why are you not at home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandma. She's improved a lot.
Uncle, go down and
No, no, I have nothing to say for that crowd.
Come. Let you strike out against the devil. Pray with them. Speak with them.
I'll leave them in a song. She goes through the window, cry for this once.
I will, Uncle. Betty, now stop this, Betty. Sit up now.
Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth a good one and it wiped her for a minute. Here, let me have her.
No. Now listen. They be questioning. You tell them we danced. I told him as much already. And what more? He knows she was one of your sisters. And what more? He saw you naked.
What we do? The whole country is talking witchcraft.
Mary, boy.
They've been calling us witches, and Mary needs to tell.
Betty? Now, Betty, you wake up. It's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty.
I want my mom.
Your mom is dead and buried.
I'll fly, Mama. Let it
No,
fly.
now listen. I told him everything. He knows everything we did.
You break what, Abby? You didn't tell him that.
You will never say it.
You
never say it.
It's like a trying to kill Joy Parker's wife.
Never
You
say
said
it.
I tried to kill Goody Parker.
I
You
said
did
it.
it.
Now shut up. Now listen. All of you. We danced. And each of become a new sister. And that is all. And let any of you breathe a word about the other things, and I will come to you in the black of some terrible night. And I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. Because you know I can do it. Now you sit up and stop this.
Abby, she's going to die.
I say shut it, Mary Warren.
Oh, Mr. Proctor, I was just going home.
Mary Warren, I forbid you leave the house, did I not?
I only come to see the great doings in the world, sir.
Get you home. My wife is waiting with your work.
I see. I'd best be off. Good morning, Mr. Proctor. I'd almost forgot how strong you are, John Proctor.
What's this mischief here?
Oh, she's only gone silly somehow.
Town's mumbling witchcraft.
Oh, hush. We were dancing in the woods last night, and my uncle was being honest. She took fright is all. Give me a soft word, John.
No, Abby, that's done with.
John, I'm waiting for you every night.
You'll put it out of mind, Abby.
I saw your face when she put me out. You love me, John Proctor, and whatever sin it is,
You'll put it out of mind, Abby. I'll not be coming for you more.
you love me, John Proctor. And whatever sin it is, you love me back.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What have you done to her?
She heard me singing, and all of a sudden she's up and
She
screaming.
cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
Let's
Walking
run to the
for a
doctor and
sign,
find what's happening
walking-
here.
Notorious sign of witchcraft, a prodigious sign.
Take these. Oh, Reverend Hale. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, son.
She was into our house to save our child.
Your child ails too?
I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I hope you do leave some of it safe.
Wait a minute, sir. Were you looking like going to bed? Yeah, of course. We discovered her this morning on the high road, waving her arms as though she'd fly.
Tries to fly. If she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Reverend Hale, it's a sure sign of witchcraft.
No, I tell you, I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me. If I should find no clues of the devil upon her.
We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Mr. Paris, when did you first notice this stranger?
Well, I discovered her and my niece. And 10 or 12 of the girls dancing for us last
You
night.
permit dancing?
No, sir, it was secret.
Mr. Paris's slave has knowledge of conjuring,
You
sir.
cannot be sure of that, Goody
I
Ann.
know it, sir. I sent through. She should learn from teacher about who murdered her sister.
You sent a child to conjure up the dead?
God blame me, not you. Not you. Is it a natural work to lose 7 babies before the end of the day?
7 dead in childbirth?
Ah,
In these books, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. We shall find him out if he has come among us.
Yes, but will it hurt the child, sir?
She truly is in the devil's grip. We may have to rip and tear to get her free. Now, Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Betty, Betty, will you wait? Betty, dear. Betty, does someone afflict you, child? Perhaps some invisible bird bids you fly. Betty! Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing last night in the park?
Like common dancing is all.
I saw a kettle in the grass where they were dancing.
That's where only soup.
Mr. Paris, did you notice any living thing in that kettle?
I do believe I saw some movement
That
in the
jumped
soup.
in. We never put it
What
in.
jumped in?
A little frog.
Frog, Abby.
Abigail, did you call the devil last
I
night?
never called him Tituba.
Did you call the devil?
How did she
Goody
call
Ann,
him?
bring
I don't
Tituba.
know.
Did your cousin drink any
She
of the
never
fluid?
drank it.
Did you drink it?
No,
Did
sir.
Tituba ask you to drink
She
it?
tried to
Abigail, you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. She made me do it. She made Betty happy. She makes me drink blood.
What?
my baby's
No, I give she chicken blood.
Tituba, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
I don't truck with no devil.
Woman, I want you to wake this child.
I have no power on this child.
You most certainly do. When did you compact with the devil?
I don't compact with no devil.
Tituba, you will confess. Tituba must pay.
No, don't get Tituba. I tell him I don't desire work for him, sir.
The devil? And you saw him?
I do believe someone else bewitching these children.
Who?
I don't know.
Tituba, you would be a good Christian woman, would you not?
I, sir, a good Christian woman.
And you love God, Tituba.
I love God with all my being.
Tituba, when the devil comes to you, does he ever come with another person? You are God's instruments placed into our hands to discover the devil's agents among us. God will protect you, Tituba.
Oh, God, protect Tituba.
Tituba, who came to you with the devil?
There were 4.
What were their names?
Oh, Mr. Paris, how many times he bid me kill you?
Kill me.
He said, Mr. Paris, no goodly man, Mr. Paris must be killed. He bid me rise out of my bed and cut your throat. But I tell him no, I don't want to kill that man. And he say, Tituba, you work for me and I make you free. I give you pretty dress to wear and you're gonna fly away up high back to Barbados. And I say, you lie, devil, you lie. And he come to me one stormy night and he say, look, I have white people belong to me. And I look, and there was Good.
Sarah Good.
I, sir, Goody Osborne.
I knew it. Goody Osborne will be like to me 3 times. My baby's always something.
I want to open myself. I danced for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. I saw Sarah Good for the devil. I saw Goody Osborne in the devil.
far out to the forest edge.
Oh, you're done then?
Hi, Elizabeth. The farmer's secret. The boys asleep?
They will be soon. You come so late, I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
Why, I had no business in Salem.
Mary Warren's there today.
Why did you let her go to Salem? You heard me forbid her to go there anymore.
I forbid her to go, and she raises up her chin and says to me, I must go to Salem, Lady Proctor, for I am an official of the court.
What court?
It is a proper court. They have judges out of Boston. There'll be 14 people in the jail now, she says, and they'll be tried, and the court have power to hang them too, she says.
They never hang.
The deputy governor promised hanging is the law, confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. And she speaks of Abigail, as I thought she were a saint. Abigail brings the girl in the court, and where she walks, the crowd will call like the sea for Israel. Folks are brought before them, and if they scream and fall to the floor, well, that person's clapped in the jail for bewitching them.
Oh, it is a black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. You must tell them it's a fraud.
It is sure.
Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever and tell him what Abby said last week at her uncle's wedding. She said it had naught to do with witchcraft, did she not?
She did. She did.
They must be told.
They must.
I would go to Salem now. Let you go tonight.
I will think on it.
You cannot keep it.
I say I will think on it.
Good then. Let me think on it.
Elizabeth, I'm only wondering how I may prove it. We were in a room alone. I have no proof for it.
You were alone with her?
For a moment alone,
Why, then it's not as you have told me.
For a moment, I say. The others come in soon after.
Do as you wish then.
Woman, I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I have.
I'll not have it.
Then let you not earn it. John, if it were not Abigail that you must go to her, would you falter now? I think not.
Now look, you.
I see what I see.
I forgot Abigail.
And I.
Spare me. You forget nothing and forgive nothing.
John, you are not.
You will not judge me more, Elizabeth.
Thank you, sir.
I should have brought you down when you first told me your suspicion. But like a Christian,
John?
I confessed. Confessed! Some dream I had must have mistaken you for God that day. But you are not. And let you remember it. Sometimes look for the goodness in you. Judge me not.
I do not judge you.
Elizabeth, your justice will reach you. How do you go to Salem when I
I
forbid it?
did, Mr. Proctor. Pray hurt me not. I made a gift for you today, Lady Proctor.
Why, thank you. It is a poppet.
I'm asleep.
Is it true? There'll be 14 women arrested?
No, sir. There be 39 now. Lady Osborne will hang.
Hang?
I but not Thorogood, for she confessed to
Confess to what?
that she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer.
You will not go to court again.
I will be gone every day now. You do not see the work you do.
What work you do?
They will not hang them if they confess. I will be gone, for I'm an official of the court.
I'll official
I
you.
will not stand whipping anymore, Mr. Proctor. I saved her life today.
Who accused me?
I'm bound by law. I cannot tell it.
Go to bed.
I will not be ordered to bed anymore, Mr. Proctor.
If you wish to sit up, then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night.
Good night.
John, go to Abigail.
Why? What have I to say to Abigail?
John, she thinks to kill me and to take my place.
She cannot think.
Then go and break it, John. Break it.
Good, then I'll go. But pray, begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger. Then why did you take the weekly? But I beg you, break it.
I see now that your spirit twists around the single error of my life, and I will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free when you come to know that I will be your only wife or no wife at all.
Good evening. Why, Mr. Hale. Come in, sir. Come in. Hope I didn't startle you.
Oh, no. It's only that we heard no horse.
You are good wife Proctor. Aye, Elizabeth.
Well, I won't detain you long, but I do have some business with you.
Would it be business of the court?
No, I come of my own without the court's authority. I know not if you're aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in court.
Our Mary Warren told us, sir.
In my ignorance, I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of them that come accused before the court. And so now I go from house to house to determine the Christian character. If you'll permit me.
Why, we have no fair questions, sir.
Good then. Elizabeth, do you know your 10 Commandments?
I surely do.
And you, mister?
Why, I'm sure I do, sir.
Let you repeat them then, if you will.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, nor take unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not take unto thee any graven image.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
See, sir, between the two of us, we do know them all. There be no love for Satan in this house.
I pray it. I pray it dearly. Well then, I bid you good night.
John, I think you must tell him.
I know that the children's sickness had not to do with witchcraft.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams did.
Abigail Williams told you this?
Aye.
Why did you keep it?
I didn't know until tonight that the whole town had gone daft over this nonsense.
Nonsense! Mister, I have myself examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and numerous others that have confessed to dealing with the devil.
And why not if they must hang for denying it? The devil will swear to anything before they hang. Have you never thought of that?
I have. I have indeed. Would you testify to this in court?
Why? If I must, I will.
Well, do you falter here?
I may falter somewhat, mister. I am no fool. Cheater. I hope you not come off business of the court.
I do, Proctor. I am clerk of the court now. I have a warrant for your wife.
You said you were not charged.
I knew nothing of it. When was she charged?
I'm getting 16 warrants tonight, sir. And she is one.
Who charged her?
Why, Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time, so will you give me any poppets your wife may keep here?
Poppets? Why, I keep no poppets, not since I were a girl.
Why, I spy on poppets, Goody
But
Proctor.
that is Mary's.
Fetch Mary here.
What signifies a poppet, Mr. Cheever?
They say that it may signify the truth.
What is it?
It is a needle, Mr. Proctor. It is
And what signifies the needle?
This go on.
What meaning has it, Cheever?
Abigail Williams, sir. Sat down to dinner in Reverend Paris's house tonight. Without word nor warning, she falls to the floor and screams. He goes to save her and stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly. He draws a needle out. And demanding of her how she come to be stabbed so, she testified it were your wife's familiar spirit.
Why, she done it herself. I hope you not take this for proof, mister.
'Tis hard proof, Mr. Proctor. I find here a poppet Goody Proctor keeps, and in the belly of the poppet there's a needle stuck. I tell you,
Mary, now tell Cheever how this poppet come into my house.
I made it in court, sir, and give it to Goody Proctor tonight.
Mary Warren, a needle have been found stuck inside
I
this
meant
poppet.
no harm by it,
You
sir.
done it yourself?
I did.
Perhaps someone conjures you even now to
Conjures
say
me?
this.
Why no, sir.
Mary Warren, you charge of cold and cruel murder on
Murder!
Abigail.
I charge no murder.
Was stabbed tonight and found inside her belly there were a needle.
And she charges me?
Aye.
What the girl's murder? Shall be ripped out of the world?
you heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. You ripped the deputy governor's warrant, man.
This warrant's vengeance. I will not give my wife to vengeance.
John, I'll go.
You will not go.
John, I think I must go with him. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
I will bring you home, Elizabeth. I will bring you home soon.
You'll bring-
Don't say her. Let us in.
Mr. Proctor, surely the letter come home after dinner, Papa, evidence.
Mary, you will come to court with me, Mary.
I
You will
cannot.
testify in
You'll
court.
hurt me. I
You
cannot.
will tell the poppet comes from my house.
Naturally on you, Mr. Proctor.
She's told you.
I have known it, sir. She'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Good then. You will come to court with me, Mary.
No, I
You
cannot.
will testify in
Don't
court.
turn on me.
My wife will never die for me. Make your peace with me. Make
Warren. What are you about
She
here?
wishes to speak with the Deputy Governor Danforth.
Who is this?
This is John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife.
Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people sending the spirits against you?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
They've come to overthrow his court, Your Honor. He has Mary Warren, how came you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you?
It were pretense, sir.
And the other girls, they are also pretending?
It were the children only, and this one will swear that she lied to you.
Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent me a claim in which she states that she is pregnant.
Why? If she says she is pregnant, then she must be. My wife will not lie.
She will not?
Never, sir. Never.
Then come down with those
I am
court,
ready
Your
to
Honor.
hear your evidence. This is Mary Warren's deposition. It states that she never saw Satan nor any spirits. And now she declares that her friends were lying.
I should like to question
Mr.
that.
Harris, I bid you be silent.
Mr. Cheever, go ahead and order the children, sir. Mary Warren, how came you to this synagogue? Has Mr. Proctor threatened you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Then you need to tell me that you sat in my court callously lying when you knew that people would hang by your evidence?
I did.
Or is it now that you lie?
No, sir.
I will tell you this. You were either lying now or you were lying in the court. And in either case, you have committed perjury and you will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say you lied, Mary. Do you know that?
I cannot lie no more. I'm with God now.
Sit you down, children. Your friend Mary Warren has given us a deposition in which she swears that she never saw familiar spirits of the devil. She claims as well that none of you have seen these things either. Abigail Williams, rise. A poppet were discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in court when she made it, that you saw her make it and witnessed how she herself stuck her needle into it for safekeeping. What say you to that?
It is a lie, sir.
While you worked for Mr. Proctor, did you ever see poppets in that house?
Goody Proctor always kept
Your Honor, my wife never kept no pockets. Mary Warren confessed it was her pocket.
When I spoke with Goody Proctor in that house, she said she never kept no pockets. She said she had kept pockets when she were a girl.
She has not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honor.
But a poppet will keep 15 years, will it not?
It's what it is, kept.
Mr. Proctor, you were charging Abigail Williams with a plot to murder. Do you understand that?
I do, sir. I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your wife?
Mary, you'll tell the governor and then to
No,
the woods,
Mr.
Mary.
Proctor.
Abigail has led the girls to the woods, Your Honor, and they've danced there naked. Your Honor, this man's lying! Mr. Paris discovered them himself.
You discovered them dancing?
Excellency, when I arrived from Beverly, Mr. Paris told me that himself.
You deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not, sir, but I never saw any of them naked.
But she have danced.
Aye, sir.
Mary Warren, you say you never saw familiar spirits of the devil.
That were pretense, sir.
And she only pretended to faint in court, Your Excellency.
Then she can pretend to faint now. Faint!
Faint.
Aye.
Faint! Who knows how you did it?
I cannot faint now, sir.
Pretend,
I have
Mary.
no sense of it.
Can you not
I never
pretend?
saw no spirit.
Pretend if there is
No,
not.
I cannot.
Mary,
Oh, a cauldron has happened. Your Honor, I screamed.
they're pretending.
Mary, you in the shadow.
Mary Warren, do you wish her?
I'll take him in the shadow.
How do you call him? You heard us? Lecturer, darling. I've known her, sir. I've known her.
You are a lecher?
I beg you, sir. See her what she is.
Mr. Danforth, he's lying.
My wife, my dear good wife, took her in, and soon after put her on the high road. And now she wishes to dance with me on my wife's grave.
You deny this?
If I must answer that, I will leave and I will not come back.
Remain where you are. Mr. Paris, go into the court and bring good wife Proctor out. Tell her not one word of what's been spoken here. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
Aye, sir. In her life she had never lied. Then could I weep, and then could I sing. My wife cannot lie.
When she put Abigail Williams out of your house, she put her out for a harlot,
Aye, sir.
and knew her for a harlot.
Aye, sir. She knew her for a harlot.
Good then, turn your back. You do likewise. Now let neither of you turn to face Goody Proctor. Mr. Cheever, report this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready? Come here, woman. You will look at me only, not at your husband, in my eyes only.
Good, sir.
You were given to understand that at one time you dismissed your servant Abigail Williams.
That is true,
You will look
sir.
at me only, not at your husband. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
She dissatisfied me.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She
Look
would...
at me!
Your Honor, my husband is a good and righteous man. But you see, I was a long time sick after my last child, and I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me. And this girl...
Look at me.
Sir, well, I came to think you fancied her. So one night I put her out on the high road.
Your husband, did he indeed turn from you?
My husband is a...
Look at me! To your own knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? Answer my question. Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her.
Elizabeth, tell the truth.
She has spoken. Remove her.
She only thought to say my name.
Natural lie to tell.
She spoke nothing of lechery, and this man has lied.
I believe him. This girl has always...
Do not! Be gone!
What is it, child?
Be gone, I say! It's on the beam. Behind the ride! Why do you come, yellow bird?
Where's the bird? I see no bird.
My face! You cannot want to tear my
Mr.
face!
Hale, why? Do you see a bird?
Sit, Mary! Abby! Oh, Mary, please don't leave me alone! She's coming to please don't harm me!
What is this?
Nothing! There's nothing! Abby, you mustn't! Abby, you mustn't! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here!
Come back to spirits of the devil. Have you connected with the devil?
Never!
Have you?
Never!
Why can he only
Never!
be?
Abby, stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Please! She's running, please! Look out! Don't touch me! You're the devil's man!
Hey, no,
I'm not playing with you! I go God!
No.
God!
He bid you do the devil's
He
work.
wanted me by night to sign.
To sign what? Devil's book?
He want my name! I'll murder you!
Mr. Hale, tell the governor.
We must go on before the court, he says. He wakened me every night. His eyes were like coals. His fingers clawed my neck.
Mary!
Now!
Mary!
Now! I don't know where no more. Abby! Abby, oh, you're
You were combined with Antichrist, are you not? I have seen your power.
This is
you will
not
not deny
witchcraft.
it. These girls are fraud. I have nothing from you, Mr. Hale. Do you confess yourself to be fouled, or do you keep that black allegiance yet? What say you? I say, a fire!
A fire. And I hear the mood of Lucifer. And I see his filthy face. It is my face and yours stand for. You all know the history fraud. Black kind especially. We will burn. We will all take him to jail. You are running down the breaking of the heart.
I quit this book. I denounce these four Hale.
Mr. Hale! Mr. Hale!
Sarah, wake up.
Amen. Tituba, wake up. His Majesty's here.
Go to the north cell. This place is wanted.
That don't look to me like His Majesty. Look to me like the Marshal.
Oh, it's you, Marshal. I thought sure you were the devil coming for
And where are you off?
We go into Barbados. Soon, the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Oh, a pair of bluebirds flying southerly. Well, it's going to be a grand transformation, Marshal.
I can talk to the Marshal if he desires to come along.
It is the proper morning to fly into the devil's pit.
It be no pit in Barbados. In Barbados, devil be pleasureman. Him be singing and dancing. It's you.
The governor's arrived. Come along now. Out with you.
Oh, take me home, devil. Take me home.
When did Mr. Hale arrive? Toward midnight. What is he about here?
He goes among them that will hang, sir. He prays
Indeed.
Mr. Paris with him.
Reverend Hale had no right to enter this. What's his business here?
Excellent. Trying to bring her back and us to God.
He bids them confess.
Aye, sir.
And they soften.
Not yet.
But I thought we might postpone these hangings for
There will
time.
be no postponement. Give me the list.
Sir, can I...
There will be no postponement. Reverend Hale, we are glad to see that you have returned to your good work.
Excellency, you must pardon them.
I cannot pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime.
Excellency, I must have more time.
Now hear me. Them that will not confess will hang. 12 are already executed. The names of these 7 are given out, and the village expects to see them die this morning. While I speak God's law, I will not crack its voice with whimpering. Now draw yourselves up like men and help me as you are bound by heaven to do. Have you spoken with all of them, Mr. Hale?
The proctor, he is in the dungeon.
What's Proctor's way now?
He sits like some great bird. You do not know he lived except he will take food from time to time.
His wife. Might her presence soften him?
My sir, he has not laid eyes upon her these 3 months.
Has he struck at you again?
No, sir, he cannot be. He is chained to the wall.
Good then. Fetch Goody Proctor here. Then let you bring him up.
Excellency, if you give me a week and let...
Mr. Hale, as God have not empowered me like Joshua to stop the sun from rising, so I cannot withhold from them the perfection of their punishments. You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why? Because their blood is on my head. Can you not see their blood on my head?
Goody Proctor, your husband is marked to hang this morning.
I have heard it.
Woman, I would save your husband's life. For if he is taken, I count myself his murderer. Do you understand it?
What do you want of me?
I beg of you, woman, prevail upon your husband to confess. Let him give his lie.
It is no lie. You cannot.
It is a lie. They are innocent. Woman, leave with your husband. I cannot think he will listen to another.
I think that is the devil's argument.
Goody Proctor, your husband will die with the sunrise. Do you not understand it? Take her out.
Let me speak with him.
Will you plead for his
I
confession? Or will
promise
you?
nothing. Let me speak with him.
Pray, Excellency, leave him.
Mary Marvel,
I've been tortured.
I come for my life.
I know it.
Elizabeth, I've been thinking that I would confess to them. What say you if I give them?
I cannot judge you.
I would have your forgiveness.
John, it is not for me to give.
I would have you see some honesty in it.
Forgive yourself. I have sins of my own to count.
I'll not have it. I know you.
John, you take my sins upon you.
No, I take my own. I know.
John, suspicion gives you an idea. It were a cold house I kept.
What say you, Proctor? The sun is soon up.
Forgive me, John.
I want my life.
You'll confess yourself.
I say I will have my life.
Providence, we will confess. Proctor will confess.
It is evil. Is it not?
I am not your judge. I cannot be. Do as you will.
Would you give them such a lie? Say it. Would you ever give them this?
Come then, let us have it. Are you ready, Mr. Cheever?
Ready. Why must it be ready?
Why, for the good instruction of the village.
Hurry, Marshal.
Now then, Mr. Proctor, have you ever seen the devil in your life?
I did.
Have you ever seen anyone with
I did not.
Proctor, you mistake me.
I can only judge myself. I cannot judge
He
another.
confess himself.
I have no tongue for it.
The sun is almost up.
Come then, sign your testimony. You will sign your name, or it is no confession, mistress.
Praise.
Proctor, I must have...
No! You have no need for this.
Then explain to me why you would not let...
Because it is my name. I have given you my soul. Leave me my name.
You will give me your honest confession in my hand, or I cannot keep General. Proctor! Marshal, take him out.
Elizabeth, give them no tear. Tears pleasure them. Show a stony heart now, and sink in with it. Come now.
Go, Goody Proctor. There's yet time. Proctor. Proctor! Go to your husband. Beg him to confess. Woman, go and take his shame away.
He have his goodness now. God forbid I take it.
Because he has no idea what the equipment's going to look like when he gets there, and it's just kind of a new thing. So there we go on that. Brian's also very involved in the art classes here at the high school. And now we also have Hillary McGuire, who is new to our school this year, and she's also involved in the art classes. And she works backstage. She pulls curtains and runs across the benches and does numerous other things back there. And then we have Nicole Horn, who's a senior. Also involved in band. She's our stage manager who keeps them on track like that. Next we have Mr. Joshua Free, who is a senior, and he's been involved with a lot of different things in high school, and I'm excited to have you in the program, and he's doing a good job for us too. Sonny Fraser is a junior. She's involved in a lot of different things in the high school, student council, and Defiant, and Forensics, which is another one of our street organizations, so we're pleased to have her. Next we have Mr. J.B. Shanks, who's a senior. So, senior, junior. All right, we count how many I'm going to lose this year. Okay. JP's involved in the band. He's also been very involved in our forensics program. Ms. White is going to stay, I think, with in band solo. Is that right? Yes, I'm trying to remember this. So is JP on that, so JP's great. DK Tedesco is a senior, and he's played football, and then he comes along, and he's in Greece, and then here he comes along, it's in one-act play. Senior, we're going to miss you. These two guys are scruffy, actually. Then we have Jason LeGrand. This is Jason's first year here in Big Spring. We're delighted that he came up here because he's helped us out with the junior varsity football program, and then basketball on JV, and then I think on the varsity. And now here he is in the one-act play. So. Then we have John Paul Stevenson, who's a senior. A senior. He's also involved in band, going to state, solo, ensemble. Good. Also doing very well with forensics. He and JP have a routine put together. You'll see one of these days. Who's a junior. She's involved with student council and came in and got involved with the one-act play, some theater productions. Junior. We're excited. We have Andrea Arcan, who is a junior, who's been involved in our program this year, and has been, she's worked a lot backstage, which also JP worked lights for us last year, and so this year he's working up here on the front side. Andrea has worked backstage for us a number of times, now we've got her out on stage, acting. Good job. Jeff May, who's a senior, is also involved in band, and is very much involved with our sound backstage. He did the entire sound himself. You just give it to him. He does it. I don't have to worry about it. I appreciate it. Next we have Linda Davis, who's been involved with Rhapsody in the choir and also the choir program. And enjoying, let's see, did you? Solo ensemble. Yes. Stay. Yes, she's going. regional poetry contest on Saturday, so we're working on that too. Starting on that. Next we have Mr.
You know my name.
Joshua Roundtree, without the D. I think you learned that. Joshua is a senior here, and I'm delighted to have him in our program. I think you're going to School of Engineering next year, already been accepted. So not only can he act, but he can also do a lot of electrical navigation engineering. A lot of things. She is a sophomore this year, and I'm delighted to have her in the program. She was in the one I played last year, got to scream then. She comes back and screams again. I'm going to give her some other roles for this time, so we can hear it all. A junior this year, she's been involved in theater quite a bit. I had the opportunity of coaching Marcy on voice lessons when she was in the 7th grade a long time ago. So here she is working on a program, doing a great job. Also and came and took a theater course this year and got very much involved. And he and Josh put together a good acting scene and went out one time that did very well with it. So I'm excited about that. Another newcomer to Big Spring. We have Sheila Gamboa, who's living on the coast of Texas for a while. Came up here, and I'm certainly glad she did. Come and play our kids report. She also did quite a bit of work in the forensics, and she is going to state contest in choir or solo, right? Yes, doing very well there. And so I'm excited about that. Next we have our freshman, which I'm delighted about, Brandon Bedell. She got involved in theater this year, and we really got her involved in a big way. We're delighted to have her here. Looking forward to 3 more years. 5 people here tonight that are the alternates. Now, the alternates are those people that should something happen to one of the actors before we perform, they will actually go on stage. And kind of a scary job for them. So we have Amy Osmowski, right here. Now, back here in the back, we have Ken Noble and Neil Childs. Also here, and Ashley, yeah, I see Will waving over there, and Ashley McCann is our other officer that we're working with. So this is the group, and I want to say that I get excited watching them work because they are working hard, and I think they're doing a great job, and I'm proud of everyone.
How much we really appreciate him for all the hard work that he's been doing to make us as good as we are. Thank you.
We'll bring him.
I think I like that. Yeah, that's how
His back is going to beat you if you take the picture that way. There you go.
Thank you.
You'll be having another like this.
I'm good. All right.
Don't
Okay,
change
thank you
her.
for
Man, I said don't change her off.
You break his leg before tomorrow.
What time are you doing?
Whenever we go.
Okay.